Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Insights. Click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell so that anytime we upload, you'll be the first person to receive it. Follow us on all our social media platform on IG, on TikTok, and then on X. All the graphics are flowing, as you can see. It is flowing there. So make sure you go and click on the link. You follow us. Let's get interactive on the various socials. This is your big game review. Yesterday, so the time of recording yesterday, that was on Saturday, big game happened, 5:30 Ghana time. Big game happened between Chelsea and then Manchester City. It ended 1-1 draw. This particular game was mental. It was mental for the both side, but then this video is supposed to be merged with the weekend games review, but then I thought it wise to bring you the tactical aspect of the game, and that is why I'm doing this video separately from the weekend games review. The weekend game review will also be coming, so keep your eyes peeled for that. In the course of the week, you'll be getting the weekend games review. This is the big game review, a match between Chelsea and then Manchester City. Let's get straight into the video. Quickly, we start with Chelsea and Manchester City. What actually happened? First things first, Chelsea and City were not clinical in all. They were not clinical in all. But some aspect of the game, Chelsea became a bit clinical, but then in all, Chelsea and Manchester City were not clinical, i.e. Erling Haaland, Nicolas Jackson, and then Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling scored a goal. Nicolas Jackson had the assist, but they were still more clinical. Erling Haaland, as well, Erling Haaland, his issue is different because he's wasted 3 big chances. So they were not clinical enough up front. That was, the general assessment of the game. The teams were not clinical enough. But then, Doku was not serious too. Doku was not serious. He's explosive. He's everything. He has the ability to dribble and all of that, but he was not serious. But let's get straight into the tactical aspect of the game. City struggled. City struggled in the first half. And then this is not in terms of possession, because in terms of possession they had the most possession. They had most possession as compared to Chelsea. But then in the motive of the game, what is the motive of the game? The motive of the game is to score and get the 3 points, score and win. That is the general motive of the game. They struggled in that, especially in the first half. City struggled in the first half. They had so many chances. They had possession in the first half. They had control in the first half. They had the ball, but Chelsea were punishing them with a counter attack. So they suffered in the first half. Hence why if Rodri comes out and then Rodri says that Chelsea hardly or Chelsea almost created nothing in the first half, I disagree with him. As a matter of fact, I don't want to get demonetized on this channel, so I will not use some words, but then I disagree with him. If you say Chelsea were not, or Chelsea did not almost create any chance, I disagree with you, Rodri. But then let's move straight into the video, the tactical aspect of the game. As we know, City used their half spaces tactics. As you can see on the screen, you can see De Bruyne and then Alvarez covering the half space of the game. You see Doku at the top, you see Foden at the down. That is how City play. You see their 3-back Ake, Ruben Diaz, and then Kyle Walker as the 3-man defenders, and then you see Manuel Akanji. Basically, John Stones was supposed to play this role of Manuel Akanji. John Stones will be a bit okay in this particular role as compared to Manuel Akanji. So Manuel Akanji occupied as tackled in as a defensive midfielder, an inverse defensive midfielder, helping Rodri in the middle. So half space, City covered the half space. City were playing as the 3-back or 3-2-4-1, whichever way you call it. So City occupied the half space. They are known for that. It is conk. That is what they are going to use in terms of the big games, especially in the big games. That is what they use. Half spaces, and then City also had 4 against 3 in the midfield with Chelsea. So Chelsea, you have Caicedo, you have Gallagher, and then you have Enzo Fernandez. That is the 3-man midfield of Chelsea, and then you have Julian Alvarez covering, and then Julian Alvarez, Kevin De Bruyne covering the half spaces. You have Rodri and Akanji. So in terms of the middle, the central areas of the pitch, City had more men in the midfield in terms of the central areas because they had 4 as against what 3 to Chelsea. But Chelsea, when Chelsea defended, they defended in the 4-4-1-1 shape or 4-4-2 shape, whichever way you call it, where you have Gallagher and then Nicholas Jackson, being the 1-1. So as you can see here, they have 4-4-1-1 shape. That is what they defended, which sometimes Sterling tackles in to come and help Jackson and then Gallagher up front. But then, in this particular game, we have to, big up Gusto because Gusto was very, very brilliant with Doku because, City know their level. They know the quality of the players. Pep Guardiola knows the quality of the players. He knows that Doku is very explosive. That guy, I see him as a raw talent, but he needs coaching. But he is very, very explosive. He is, a bit tough. He has speed. He has power. He is explosive. So if you give him the chance, he will worry you. So Palmer was very disciplined, very, very disciplined. Came back to support Gusto, and that's why you saw Gusto having a very, 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 very great performance. I think he was, man of the match. With the Sassy, Gusto was very, 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 very key, instrumental in this Chelsea the draw against Manchester City. So Palmer also did really, really well, helped Gusto in some situations, but then in one-on-one situations, Gusto was able to be on Jeremy Doku. So Doku didn't have the game he might supposed to have. Doku didn't have the chance. The first leg 2 year, Ray James also drilled him. So Malo Gusto was very, very, very key in the Chelsea defensive setup. The Chelsea wingers too, they were very key. Palmer, very key. Sterling also sometimes tackled in to support Chilwell. But when you come to the down of the pitch, Chilwell's situation was different. Because Foden is known for his technical ability, but he is not known for dribbling abilities. So you can have Foden and then Chilwell on one side. Chilwell will deal with that, but then Doku, you would have to, get 2 men on Doku. So when 2 men are tackling Doku, it is very difficult for Doku to, find his way out. There is one thing I have to say. First half is for players. Second half are for coaches. That is in football. First half is for the players, but the second half is for the coaches. Because as at that time, you had already, win the game. You have been able to win the game, and then you know that, oh, this is what we can do. This is the strength of the team. This is the weakness of the team. This is what we do. And if we do this, we can, actually score the opponent. So the second half are for coaches. As a matter of fact, Jackson, had the ball, squared the ball to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling got the goal, a very brilliant goal by Raheem Sterling. And then, that was the first half, but when they came in the second half, Pep Guardiola changed things. He quickly took Julian Alvarez, brought Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, very technical player. So Bernardo Silva helped Doku at the top. He helped Doku very, very, very well at the top because Bernardo Silva is a very technical player. So he helped Doku at the top. And this time around, Kyle Walker was moving mad. He was moving to the high of the pitch. So he was moving high of the pitch. That was Kyle Walker. And then I didn't love the demeanor of the City players. As we started the game, they wanted to get some penalties that was very, very, very soft penalties. I don't know what City are on because whenever they meet Chelsea, they want to get penalties, some cheap penalties. I bet you if it was Anthony Taylor or Portieri, City would have had about 2 penalties, which was not supposed to be. So I don't know what is wrong with the City boys. Akanji 1, Erling Haaland 2. I don't know what is wrong with them. They wanted a penalty, which wasn't the penalty. So what are you doing? You are a very top side. Score the goals. You want a very cheap penalty? No, bro. You ain't getting a cheap penalty here, bro. So that was very, 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 very shocking by the City boys. But then Walker moved high of the pitch, and then as you can see, when you come to down here, Kevin De Bruyne, in some point of the game, when at least with the 60 to 70 minutes of the game, he left the half spaces, and then he was playing as a free role or as a free man. So you could see Kevin De Bruyne going to the top, Kevin De Bruyne coming to the down. So when he goes to the top, he sends a ball across to Phil Foden. When he gets to the down, he sends a ball across to Jeremy Doku. So that is what Kevin De Bruyne was doing in the later part of the game. And then City tried to, create an overload on Ben Chilwell. But then Enzo Fernandez and then Raheem Sterling, to some extent, he helped Ben Chilwell. Cowell also helped Ben Chilwell. So as you can see here, Phil Foden, Kai Walker, and then Kevin De Bruyne creating, an overload on Ben Chilwell. And then when this happens, it means that, you are going to struggle. But Ben Chilwell did really well, against, Phil Foden as compared to previous matches. Chilwell did really brilliant, But then we have some players that we have to pick them up. That is Rodri. Rodri scored a very brilliant top goal. And then when he scored, his celebration was like this. He thought he was the goat. He was doing the goat sign. I don't know what that celebration meant, but then he was simply doing the goat sign. And yes, he has, stole a point for the City boys. But then, there is this notion out there. Chelsea played draw against City. Chelsea are happy against City now, bro. As a matter of fact, when you are coming into the game, you have your tactics. I have my tactics. I want to come and execute my tactics to get my results. You also want to come and execute your tactics to get your results. So that was what happened. Chelsea's tactics was to defend and catch them on a counter attack. City tactics was to just get the ball and then try as much as possible to score. So that was City. As a matter of fact, City are happy for playing the draw because they have not lost in a Premier League game for the past 2 years. The last time they lost was in 2022. So they are very happy for getting the draw. And then they are in a title race too, so they are very, very happy. So scrap that notion out there that Chelsea are happy with the draw. Do you think we are happy for the draw? We are not happy. We are not happy, but then Rodri deserves an accolade. What a brilliant defensive midfielder. He was very, 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 very brilliant in the game. Malo Gusto also deserves a very, very, very good accolade there. And then Azel Desasi, the man of the match, very brilliant. The Don Desasi, I think he was very brilliant in the game. He made 16 clearances in the game. So Desasi was very, 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 very also brilliant in the game. And then this is a message to Pochettino. Your tactics cost Chelsea. The idea of bringing Chalobah to the game, 70 minutes to the game, was needless. Very, very needless because Chalobah is coming back from injury. You don't just throw Chalobah into a Manchester City game like that. So you can see your tactics. I understand what you wanted to do, but then your tactics cost Chelsea. If you won, or if your tactics won, we would have praised you, but your tactics cost Chelsea. So going forward, you should learn Mauricio Pochettino. Learn from this, Mauricio Pochettino. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what actually happened in the Manchester City game. 1-1. Chelsea drew against Manchester City in the Etihad. Chelsea, we are sitting 10th. It is something, Next week is the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. I will see you there. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell, tell someone about Football Inside, tell someone about Kubo. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.